and welcome to ONIJA. My name is Desaria Harris and I'm the Special Events Coordinator at Black Theater Girl Magic and your host for this evening. Before we get started, I first want to tell you a bit about this amazing partnership and exhibit. Orlando Museum of Art asked BTGM to chair their February 1st Thursday event. When asked to title and theme this event, we wanted to ensure that it aligned with BTGM's mission, which is to make a racially just and equitable entertainment industry for Black and brown women. BTGM fights every day to break down these barriers, and we've seen this fighting spirit within Black America. This fighting spirit was not created here in America, but it comes from our roots. ONIJA is a Yoruban word meaning fighter or a person possessing great strength. We use the Yoruba language not only because of its West African location, but also because of its celebration of the warrior. Tonight you will see pairings of artwork and poems that have all been submitted by Central Florida artists and that all exemplify ONIJA. Now, let's get started. In this first section, one of the various artists featured is artist Julie Jean Mary. Julie writes, "For generations, society has maintained the European beauty standard as ideal. Therefore, people of other ethnic and racial backgrounds with darker skin tones and hair types that divert from established norms do not fit the established standard. My work centers, magnifies, and exalts Black hair and pushes this signifier for identity to the foreground." Along with this section of artwork, we chose to pair it with the inspirative poem by poet Brandon Good. This poem is entitled Melanin. In this next section, we feature poet Arius West. This poem breaks down what it truly means to be Black. One of the artists featured in this section is the young and talented Ashley Clark. In the description of her artwork, Ashley writes, "The girl in this picture is beautiful. The girl in this picture is strong. The girl in this picture is me." Please welcome BLACK.
BLACK. B, black. A B, black void. A B, black hole. B, black, equivalent to darkness and used to depict evil. Also, a color used to describe my beautiful skin, which they pretend there is nothing beneath the surface, nothing within. A hue we did not choose, but was given to divide and diffuse our bravery to fight for our highest potential because they refuse our humanity. L, learning nothing about us or how we ended up with L less in all aspects, nor do they care. Because of L, the losers, violent, corrupt, infected, greedy, and ignorant, who perpetually L lie to themselves instead of L looking at the facts of their L liability to our major setbacks when it comes to racism, discrimination, and prejudice, and the way we navigate in this L life. From schools to church to TV and film to the workplace and to an entire system that L labels us with oppression, directly and indirectly furthering our marginalization. But we have determination and will gain L liberation over these absent-minded assholes who are too arrogant to even realize they have and always have had absolutely everything. So when the movement is created to bring awareness to a centuries old reoccurring issue, they reply with asinine comments like all lives matter. It is atrocious, yet not that appalling, and we just can't say or have anything. But let's not forget to mention that they seem to have no recollection of our contribution to this nation. Considering the simple fact that a lot of things were created by black people and people of color. The ice cream scoop, the potato chip, the light bulb, the traffic light, open heart surgery, which we did not see create, but a black man was the first to do it successfully. And we built the White House, just to name a few, since they control what is taught in schools, continuing their embedded harm, but we can't be contained. So let's kick the stereotypes out the door. We can speak with propriety and be intelligent and use slang. It's a killer skill called code switching. Let's kill phrases like acting black and being ghetto. Because I don't act black. I don't act a color. It's not an act. I am just being myself while also being black. And the ghetto is a place. One cannot be a place. Anyway, let's keep on persevering. Let's keep on being the first to do this and do that. Let's keep on defeating all odds against us and breaking societal views. Let's keep on being successful. Let's keep on being BLACK.
Our next section features the poetic words of Carmen Simmons. Their poem expresses the celebration of her culture, but also the misconceptions that others have of it. In this section, we feature several pieces that exemplify the beauty of our culture and the women who rooted our cultural expression. The name of this poem is Untitled. Next, we have the colorful works of Mark Anthony. Their work is a celebration of the artists that have made an impact in the world through music and art. Joining Mark Anthony's work and others are the glorifying words of poet MJ. This poem celebrates Chicago and the impact this beautiful city has had on their life. Here is Bury Me in Chicago. Up next are the powerful words of Nola Brown. Speaking on experience and observation on the injustice of Black people, Nola wrote a poem entitled I Can't Breathe. One of the artists featured in this section is Nanderson St. Pierre. In their piece, Precious, Nanderson writes that they visualize the daily struggle of Black individuals. The feeling that everything is against your existence based on the color of your skin. The toll of everyday racism, fighting for equality and justice. Here is I Can't Breathe, recited by BTGM's own Alina Alcantara.
I can't breathe. We've heard it many times before. All lives matter, but what does that really stand for? You won't stand for us, but all means everybody, right? We all bleed red, but that doesn't mean shoot every Black man in sight. I can't breathe. If they said it, it was for a reason. We're looking at slavery and racism dead in the face. I thought we got through that season. It was never Black versus white, but it's always been white versus Black. You say we're playing the victim, but it's not a game when you're shooting us all in the back. I can't breathe. You call us animals. Is that because that's how you treat us? It's been 60 years and we haven't gotten anywhere since Rosa refused to give up her seat on that bus. You want us to treat you with respect when you refuse to do the same in return. You're upset about our peaceful protests, but let's talk about when Greenwood District was burned. Oh, you don't care to discuss Black Wall Street. Why? Because it'll make you look bad? Well, let's talk about how you stole, sold, and destroyed everything my people ever had. I can't breathe. You've got your knee in my neck. May 31st, 1921. 300 people died. 800 were injured. No, we'll never forget. We are placed in a race where our opponents have a 400-year head start. This may not mean much to you, but this anger and hurt is coming from my heart. February 26, 2012. Say his name. Trayvon Martin. It's okay for you to take lives with no remorse, but we get killed for buying Arizonas and Skittles from the corner store. July 13th, 2015. Say her name. Sandra Bland. We get pulled over and arrested because of a minor traffic violation. 2 days later, we're hanging in our cell and your definition of justice is a corrupt investigation. August 22nd, 2017. Say his name. Shakiri Willis, our brother. We seek professional help for a mental illness we cannot control, and we're sent home because you feel like it's not that serious. Later that day, we're gunned down in our own grandmother's yard. Now you're telling me it was suicide. You must be delirious. When will you take your knee off of my neck? I asked you nicely. I pleaded with you. I begged. This is no different from being hung by my neck from a rope on a tree. The only difference is you replaced the rope and the tree with your knee. You are still lynching me. I can't breathe. How many times do we have to say it? You stole the land you call your own and forced us to learn your education. But I don't want anything from a system that's racist. I don't even know how to end this because I have so much I want to say. We're forced to fight for our lives every single day, while you get to go home peacefully with no strings attached. And we're stuck crying and praying to God every night that our fathers, husbands, brothers, and sons' lives don't get snatched. You're focused on COVID, but we're focused on surviving. We get murdered for counterfeit 20s, while the same laws you made, you're not abiding. All lives don't matter until you include Black lives. You vow to protect your own, and my protest is to receive long-awaited justice for mine. We're all we've got, and we're all we need. I'll scream this until I see a change. Stop treating us like animals and take us out of this 400-year-old cage. I can't breathe.
This next section features art and poems by Yaya DeVal. Their artistic pieces visually expresses the piercing and deep impact of domestic abuse. Yaya writes, "The warrior woman is not defined by her accomplishments, but rather by how she handles the moments when she has been knocked down. I am a domestic abuse survivor, and this collection is a glimpse into parts of my journey thus far." We want to warn you that the accounts expressed in these pieces may be triggering for some viewers and suggest you step away for a moment if need be. Painting Bed of Tears is paired with Broken Mirrors, and poem Deja Vu is paired with the painting Deja Vu. Now, we will have a feature performance from Central Florida artist Curtis McKinnon. Curtis is an award-winning MC, host, poet, and two-time Fringe Festival Poetry Slam winner. The piece you're about to see was first performed as a poem at City Hall for the Black Artists for Black Lives March. This song was birthed from the abuse and mistreatment of Black women while we were simultaneously fighting for justice, which didn't sit right with him. This song helps him in the advocacy for the women that stood beside him. Here is Ode to Black Women.
This song is dedicated to every Black woman that's been mistreated or mishandled by the men in our own community and across the world for that matter. I promise you that there are plenty of us that want to and will do right by you. But for those that's having a problem with doing that, let me talk to them. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to be a victim. But first I'd like to apologize for not being wise about the issues that plague you when it comes to us guys. For years, the Bible's been used for evil and misconstrued to make you believe you'd have to submit to some fool. To the Angela Rise and Maya Angelou's, created to help and be honored, but to not be subdued. For those who need the bigger picture, let me quote you the words so you observe the meaning behind the scripture. Clearly it states submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. That's fundamentals, but most of us, we ain't getting that right. How can you follow one that has no sense of leadership, and when you start to hold them accountable, they plead the fifth? If you don't follow Christ, please don't follow him, cause instead of worshiping God, you gon' end up worshiping him. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to be a victim. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to be a victim. Black men, here we go again. I promise I come in love, but y'all gon' make me repent. Yes, I'm talking to you, not all, but some of my brothers who's quick to raise their hands at someone that's like their mother. You would think this type of man was raised in the gutter, cause he would rather beat her than provide her with cover. She don't entertain your advances because her garden is her own and you ain't blanched. You just wanna take her fruit cause it's appealing to you, but her lack of willingness is just revealing the truth. Bro, you ain't worthy. But you can't be, so don't hurt me. First you gotta heal and get back to your creator so you can be your best self and function at levels greater. See the value in you, then see the value in her, so we can get back to us and break the cycles and the curse. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to be a victim. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to she's not pretty for being dark-skinned, damn it, she's just pretty. No, she's not an Oreo, but she's sweet in the midi. Just cause she speaks with etiquette isn't a predicate that she wants to be white, she's educated and heaven sent. No dummy, she ain't gotta be mixed, homie, that's just genetics. Do you believe in magic? Black girls are the illest. I love that natural hair is getting all this love. Ladies embrace your crown, that's a blessing from above. Black men protect our women, continue to keep them safe, cause while we were being slaughtered, they were fighting in our place. They don't need to look at us and see a sense of danger. They should see a haven, not a place that would taint her. Promise I love my people, we just need to be treated equal before we turn around and make this poor movie a sequel. Tear up the faulty plates and make a new foundation so we don't shift on the sand, instead we shift in the nation. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world, but in return was made to be a victim. My ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women. This is my ode to Black women who've given everything to this world. I do my part so I can see us winning. Go MC.
In this next section, we go back to the words of the poet MJ. Alongside descriptive poem with such beautiful imagery, we feature various artists, including Marley Hightower. They write, "This piece is a description of my pain, a visual representation of what my anxiety feels like. In my chest is where it hurts most. In my body is where I find refuge." Here is the poem, Before the Sunrise. The next poem that is featured are the lovely words of Beatrice Roberts. This poem is paired with young and incredibly talented high school student Ari Carter. This next segment features spoken word artist Just Incredible. Some pieces paired with this inspiring spoken word is by the incredible Chris Clark. Chris writes that reflecting the human figure is very powerful to me, which is why I choose to tell my stories through portraiture and figurative works. He goes on to say that he wants them to be able to see themselves. He goes on to say that he would like for them to see their families, their friends in his work. Here is the spoken word, Children of the Ghetto.
Don't you ever be ashamed. Pay attention to the method of the game that's embedded in your brain. I know this world lets you at the bottom of the bucket and they want to see you drown, but you got to raise above it. Even if it means nada to the public, social media, not the topic of discussion. I don't want to see your hood fights on the internet. I want to see you getting checks, praise for your intellect, pulling up to your high school intellects, working part-time pay plus benefits, recognizing surviving's in your bones, and you shine because the diamond's in your soul. I know you probably tired of seeing these armed robberies, blood crip Mexican mafia robberies. Mom's working 9 to 5 and Pop's working 5 to 3, but still living in poverty. Getting home around the time that it's time to eat. Trying to eat around the time that it's time to sleep. Stomach and knots this week. Thought about hustling rocks for cheap. Told yourself that that's not for me. Consciously said you never be a statistic or fulfill another prejudice prophecy. You staying true to yourself on these blocks and streets. Even if it means you could be shot deceased. 100, little young, and I just want to tell you that you mean a lot to me. More than diamond rings or designer jeans, carrots on my chain, good credit to my name. What I'm trying to say is, y'all are precious blessings, no question. Worthy of love, respect, and protection. The same education as the Hamptons, same economic and local community advancement. Someone to tell you you're beautiful, you're handsome, you're worthy of a dope I love you anthem. Cause even Jesus was ghetto fab, and he was helping the lost get home like a yellow cab. Children of the ghetto, keep your head up high. Don't be afraid to cry. Don't be ashamed to try, because you were made to fly.
Our next section features unapologetic words of the previously featured Beatrice Roberts. These flavorful words are paired with the dynamic artwork by Sabrina. This artwork captivates the dynamic beauty of a Black woman. Here's the poem, Eat Your Heart Out. Our next poem is named Infinite Stars. This short yet captivating poem is written by the previously featured poet Brandon Good. One artist featured in this segment is artist Tatiana Kitchen. One of their pieces that is featured is the self-portraiture that represents the journey taken to discover and harnessing power from within oneself. Our last segment of the night is a spoken word performed by Brian Bethea. This is a celebration of Black women and the love for them. One of the featured artists is Richland Burnett Ryan, whose pieces are a visual expression of strong warrior African woman. Here is the spoken word, Freestyle Love.
Yo, Water Walkers in the building.
I see eternal happiness when I look in your eyes. Tasted the teardrops of her cries when I kissed the tears away. Told me I was exactly what she needed to make her happy today. Baby girl smells heavenly. When she's not around, the essence of her soul stays embedded in me. I swear looking this good should be a crime. I stand still in time when I see her smile. She has a style of her own, mind, body, and soul grown. Her spirit is God's soul. We'll be together from the womb to the tomb. She's the sun to my moon, the spark in my eyes, the reason why I live when my heart dies. When she walks, she's poetry in motion, and she's poetry when she's standing still. When I'm around her, I try to act chill. This is a freestyle poem about a freestyle love that's sweeter than the candy rain that falls from the heavens above. My blood flows through this pen so freely for her that if it ran out, she'd transfuse her blood to finish this poem. She saw my heart beat from past hurts, took her love in my heart and began sewing. I met her and caught that Jones. Our heartbeats are in the same tones. I asked who could I run to when I needed love, and she told me she'd be my escape, and she'd be my Jones girl. It feels like nights over Egypt when we make love, taking me to an astral plane where we time travel and saw the kingdoms our ancestors reigned. Then you reminded me that I'm a king. Told me I had to be royalty because she's a queen and only a king can sit on her side. If there's one word I could use to describe you, it would be untitled. See, any creation of God that's as gorgeous as you cannot be described. That's why it's untitled. When I stare at you, my heart is filled with enchantment. Stops beating, but you keep the blood flowing because your soul won't let me die. If my heart was a lock, you'd be the key to the door of my soul. I get down on my knee, present you with the ring, then ask you to marry me. And no, it won't be till death do us part, because not even death can separate the love between me and my art. See, the ink in my pen is the blood that carries the air I breathe to give you life. The day it stops bleeding is the day I stop breathing. Love you, baby.
Tonight we have featured such amazing pieces that truly embody ONIJA. While you're at home watching, there is a physical exhibit that is simultaneously being shown at Orlando Museum of Art. Since Tuesday, all the work featured tonight has been exhibited, and though each piece is dynamic, there were ones who stuck out in a special way, which brings us to our awards. First, let's start with our poems. The awards section is based solely on content and not presentation. The two awards that will be given is Honorable Mention, which will receive a cash prize of $25, and Best in Show, that will receive a $100 cash prize. Let's start with Honorable Mention. This poet impressed us with their short yet beautiful and powerful story of perseverance. The award for Honorable Mention goes to Beatrice Roberts and their poem A Flower's Will. Congratulations, Beatrice. Now, for our Best in Show. This poet moved us with beautiful imagery and a brave look inside of their true identity. Best in Show goes to MJ and their poem Before the Sunrise. Congratulations, MJ, and thank you to all of our poets. Now, let's move on to our artwork. We have 3 awards that we will be giving out tonight for our artwork. These include Honorable Mention, Best in Show, and People's Choice Award. Let's start with Honorable Mention. Honorable Mention will receive a 1-year enhanced membership on Florida Artist Registry at a $25 value. This artist is Chris Clark with their painting, I Just Want to Live. Congratulations, Chris. Next, we have Best in Show. Along with the title, Best in Show will receive a cash prize of $100. Our pick for Best in Show is the incredible and intricate artwork of Raven Dock with their piece, Already King. Raven Dock writes, Already King is a reminder that I don't need a king, aka a man, to make me feel beautiful or like royalty when I am already a king. Congratulations, Raven, and thank you to all of our artists. Lastly, in artwork section is the People's Choice Award. This selected artist will receive a $25 gift certificate to the O Shop. People's Choice Award is still being voted on as we speak, so please be sure to check BTGM's or Omar's Facebook page for the announcement of who won. I, along with BTGM and Omar, want to thank every single one of you for watching tonight. I personally want to thank everyone a part of the BTGM ONIJA team that made this possible. We have worked tirelessly for months to gather artists from all over Central Florida and to bring this show together, and I truly, truly thank you so much. I also want to give a special shout out to our executive director, Mandy Joe, who is the epitome of Black theater girl magic and an amazing leader. BTGM would also like to thank Omar for giving us this amazing opportunity, and a special shout out to Mabel, who worked day in and day out to help us make this show possible. Again, my name is Desaria Harris, and I thank you so much for tuning in tonight and experiencing ONIJA. Good night.